Hi everybody, it's Michelle. I'm back. I've been experimenting with this camera, trying to get it to switch between me and my crafts, and I don't think this little Samsung Prime can do that. I even tried to download an app that didn't work either. So much for that idea. I'm waiting for something to come in the mail on Monday so I could do a project, but in the meantime, while I'm experimenting here, I thought I'd just kind of do a show and tell. I got a little free light, is what's in your eyes right here. Sorry. From Freight Harbor. I went to go get a kind of like a Dremel, but a cheap Dremel, to work on that one last embellishment. I decided after off camera to add some more resin and just kind of fill in the little sides, and yeah, that wasn't a good idea. I can't seem to not know when to leave stuff alone, but see how it's kind of lumpy bumpy, how it has a lip. Yeah. So I decided to go to Freight Harbor and get their $9 fake Dremel, and had the idea of sanding this down and polishing it. But as we know, with resin, it is not good to sand or burn. It's bad for your health. So I'm waiting for a respirator to come in on Monday, and we could try this, take it outside and work some power tools, see if I could sand it down and polish it up. And in the meantime, I went back to that guy on Facebook group and learned that, yeah, you just don't put any resin down first. That's how he does it. He just kind of puts the little charm down here before he puts the resin in and pours the thing on top. And so I might try that next time for a video. As you can see, this kind of worked if I would have left it alone, but you know. So yeah, this came with 80 drill bits and different polishers and sanders and things. So I got these silicone cups too from Wish, because I go through a lot of cups when you're pouring, and you know, it just takes up your trash space and it's not good for the environment. And thinking maybe these can be easily washed off and reused, so I got two of them, so one I can mix some in one and combine it with the other. And so yeah, and then I'm waiting for the respirator on Monday. And last weekend, well, almost, it's Friday right now, on Sunday I was with a friend and we decided we have a paint night, a paint day. And on days that I'm kind of stressed out or I'm in front of friends and have the performance anxiety thing, I don't tend to come up with original stuff, you know. So what I do, and this might be good exercise for you if you're just trying to start getting into the anxiety relief, you know, using art, is go to YouTube. They have a lot of tutorials. I use the Art Sherpa. I use Painting with Jane, Angela Anderson. There's a bunch of them. And they have tutorials step by step. With Art Sherpa, she's good because she also has an added feature, which I'll show you after I show this one that I did from Art Sherpa. I'm kind of behind, so yeah, I'm working on that Halloween one from her. And there's also one from Painting with Jane that I want to do, and then I'll move on to Christmas. But yeah, I did this. It's really easy within a few minutes, and then I started to working on another one and realized I didn't bring my splatter brush and wasn't prepared for it. So this is what it looks like. I know how to draw. I think, you know, if you look at my Instagram, you'll see drawings that I've done from hand. So I know how. It's not that I don't know how. It's that I only have enough like attention span and energy and time for one or the other. So I like to do it this way with Art Sherpa. You can go on her tutorials and print an outline and transfer it with transfer paper onto the canvas. And then you have the design, and so you don't have to draw it. So, and that's what I started working on. And I started working on the painting, and I realized, oh, I kind of skipped over some stuff, so I realized she splattered before she started working on there. So I brought it home because I have a splattering tool, her splattering tool. So I'm going to be working on that periodically, but I have a bunch backed up. I have a bunch, just a whole bag full of projects I brought over to my friend's house to work on in case I change my mind. So I got a lot of back projects that I like of all those people I mentioned that I need to work on. But that is a good way if you need to relieve anxiety and stress and you think that creating something original would just create more anxiety and stress, or you're lacking time or motivation or just have an artistic block. That's a good way to go. So yeah, I'll show you. Let's see. Some more projects here. And here's the Halloween one from Painting with Jane. She usually doesn't do outlines, but this particular one, I think somebody made one. I can't remember. This one was special. Then I got an outline, so I'm going to do that one next. Probably. And this is kind of what it looks like for value study. I printed this off. So that'll go well with that one I just showed you for Halloween. Smoky vampire skull. And then, let's see. Well, there's a reindeer one that's really cute that Sherpa did. And I printed it too big, so I might end up having to draw it out anyway. But, so yeah, that's kind of my show and tell for those. This is my little workspace behind the scenes. So it looks like a mess, but I'll show you some of my paintings I've already done. This is a pour that I was going to use those colors as a Tiffany background and then put a decal of Audrey Hepburn on it. And then everybody pointed out the dolphin or the manatee. And so I thought, oh, I don't want to cover that up. So, but I don't know if you see it, but there's metallics in there. It's pretty. And this one was an Art Sherpa tutorial that I went rogue on. The background is mostly hers. I added in the trees and the dolphin. Hers was a woman flipping her hair. But, you know, I'm a dolphin fan ever since I swam with the dolphins at Cancun. That's another one of her tutorials. Fireworks. Ooh. Bad focus. This is Angela Anderson that I did. She also doesn't have tracings unless you're part of her Patreon. So this wasn't from a traceable. This was freehand. This one was a paint party. This one was one of my originals. I don't know if you can see, but there's like a bullseye kind of in reddish black behind it. Anyway, I'm really into phoenixes. They're just kind of who I get inspiration from when life knocks me down. Like today, I was having a rough day. I think about get up, dust the ash off, and start over. So, and I'm on this channel, you've seen this one, my flash paints, and this one, the strainer pour that didn't quite work out. I shouldn't have tilted it, but all the paint was in the middle. But I just kind of want to show you what happens, and so I might paint over it. Sometimes I like it, sometimes I don't. And this was also Art Sherpa tutorial. This was Art Sherpa tutorial. And this was Art Sherpa tutorial. That was a paint night wave. And this was an Art Sherpa tutorial. Then we'll go to up above, as I'm running out of room here. That is an Art Sherpa tutorial. And that is an Art Sherpa tutorial. That is a Painting with Jane tutorial. That is a Painting with Jane tutorial that I kind of went a little rogue on. I didn't put the little door fastener on it, the window fastener, and I didn't put the fog on. And I tilted the rain and made the drops a little smaller and made the tree into a kind of a cliff, a foggy cliff. So it's inspired. Now we'll take a little short tour. Here's another one that I want to do. Nobody's tutorial. I was just going to do that on my own. We'll take a little tour into this other room since I'm touring here. Since I can't figure out how to turn off this phone video recording and then turn it back on and stay in the same video, just leave you on. This is kind of my studio, but it's kind of my work. I work from home as a coder. So this is Art Sherpa inspired. It wasn't a tutorial, I don't think. I just kind of saw one of her ATCs and ran with it. This one is Art Sherpa tutorial. That's Art Sherpa tutorial. And the cat, I believe I saw that on Instagram. No, Pinterest. The maiden, there. That's Art Sherpa tutorial. The scarecrow is another Pinterest, and so is the Grinch with hands. But that shows everywhere. Everybody has that. And that Starry Night is, I think, a combination of two tutorials and my own. It was Art Sherpa tutorial, somebody else's, maybe Painting with Jane's too, and then kind of me going rogue. These two are Art Sherpa tutorials, and this is a mini pour that I did over here that's fall over here. So yeah, here's my art stuff. I've been digging through it, so it's all over, so please forgive me. And then over here is my workspace where I could film videos if I wasn't working the other job, and the computers had to be there. But the last time I did the heart-to-heart video, I just kind of put the little bendy tripod on the monitors, and that's how I filmed that. And over here, hang on, is an Art Sherpa tutorial that I was working on, going great, and then somebody guilted me into doing something I should be doing instead of painting, and I put it away and never got back to it. I need to get back to it. That's my first big one. Anyway, so going back out here, and that is my workspace. And that's what I have to show you. This is my little bin of goodies here that for pouring. There's a couple pours that went really. I tried some metallic mixed with regular paint, and it didn't quite go well. I call these the sperm series, because as you can see, they kind of have little spermies on them. And that's what I think last video I was asking you for help on, because I really like the background, I really like the colors, but I don't want to varnish until I figure out whether to sand or embellish with a silhouette. So yeah. And over here, I just got a new organizer and I was putting stuff away. My stuff for making the acrylic skin jewelry. So that's kind of a bunch of the stuff to make it. And this is some that I've done already. And this is the kit I was telling you about that my niece gave me for making jewelry. And there's more pouring things. So yeah, I got them spread all over. That, my friends, is why I live alone. Anyway, that's it.